with Alan the producer on the A34 close to the M4 on our way to Reading. You may well ask why we're from Andover Town TV, well out of our area. What are we doing? All will come clear in a moment.
Get ready for the Central South's first ever drive-in movies. On Thursday, August the 19th, pack up the kids and pile in the wagon. Wayne's World hits the giant 60-foot movie screen.
I mean, look at the size of it.
Oh, no, that's gross.
Extreme close-up.
And that really is going to be an absolutely sensational pair of nights down in Andover. Rob Jones and the Breakfast Club at the all-new 210 FM. It's 27 minutes past 8.
Thank you very much, Rob. Hi, how are you?
Very well, very well.
Good. So what's all this about the drive-in at the Woolworths?
Well, it's going to be quite amazing. I've never been to a drive-in movie. It's the very first time I've ever experienced a drive-in movie. And we've got two of them going on in Andover. On Thursday the 19th and Friday the 20th. We've got Wayne's World on the Thursday and Bram Stoker's Dracula on the Friday. And we've got this big field in Andover, a 60-foot high screen, and we're going to put the movies on. And people will be able to listen to the movies by tuning into a special frequency on their car radio and be able to hear all the action on the big screen.
So it's going to be a good night then?
Well, I hope so. I think it will be. I'll be there, and there'll be lots of drinks and hamburgers and stuff like that. So it'd be marvellous.
So is it going to be an all-American style, like you see on the movies and things like that?
No, I say I've never been to one, so I don't know how American it could get. I mean, I'll have to find someone to kiss and cuddle with in the back of the car.
That's another one of my questions.
Oh,
you
right,
just
okay.
stole that.
Oh, right.
Never mind. Why have you actually chosen to do it in Andover then?
I think there's some great potential opportunities, and so much goes on in fields under the stars in Andover that why should we be any different? So we thought, no, it's just a good location.
I think it's the first for a drive-in in Andover.
Absolutely,
anyway.
first anywhere, I think, yeah.
In England?
Around here.
Well, around this area anyway,
Certainly,
yes.
yeah.
So do you get a good response from Andover listeners on the radio?
Very much so, very much so. I mean, in the morning we take a lot of calls from the Andover area, and we've done a few things down there. We did a whole programme at the karting track in Andover, and we get a good response from Andover people. It's a lot of fun.
How wide an area do you actually broadcast to then?
Well, the 210 FM area encompasses around 750,000 people, and that goes from the east of Berkshire, to Windsor, Slough, the Maidenhead area, all the way past Newbury and then down through Basingstoke to Andover. So it's a big area, and we're also picked up a lot in the south of Oxfordshire too. So it's a big area, lots of people.
We get a good reception in Andover, and it also goes to Winchester as well, where I live. So
Oh, right, yes.
So it goes that far.
Yeah.
What age group are you actually aiming for?
Predominantly, the 210 FM sound is for 25 to 44-year-olds. That's a very important market for us in terms of the advertisers that we serve. Those are the people that they want to get to, and so that's what all our programming is geared to that age group. But of course, as you well know, being under 25 yourself, you tune in from time to time.
Know?
Oh, well, whatever,
Well,
and we also get some people who are older than 44 as well. So I mean, it's spread quite wide, but predominantly it's 25 to 44.
Bring a date or all your friends. Just make sure you know who's nibbling your neck.
How long have you been going? How long's 210 been going?
210's been going for nearly 17 years now, a long time.
And how long have you been with them?
I've been here just 2.5, 3 years.
Are you enjoying it?
So, yes, very much so. It's great fun to work here.
What time do you actually start?
I'm on at 6 every morning. I get here to prepare the programme about a minute to 6. And
Sounds like me.
No, I get up about 5 o'clock and I'm in for 5:30, and then we're on till 9 o'clock.
So you get up at 5:30?
Yeah, every day.
I'm so fast asleep. Do you have a big breakfast before you come here?
No. I have to draw the line at that.
You don't?
No, I don't think...
of-
lean and mean and hungry. Hang on, record's finishing.
Thank you.
It's Rob Jones and the Breakfast Club at the all-new 210 FM. Looking forward to seeing you in Andover next Thursday for Wayne's World, and on Friday for Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Town TV, watch this space. Oh, Town TV.
chairman for 3 years, but the Fete's been going on for many, many years.
It's going back into the last century, would it be?
Well, I don't know really. I'm guessing about 15 or 20 years, but I'm guessing I don't know. We haven't been in Longparish more than about 4 years.
The venue has changed, though, in recent years.
For a time it was held down in Longparish House. We've had it on the school premises for 3 years, and I think we enjoy the place because it's central and everybody knows where it is, and there's plenty of parking, and it's ideal by the river.
And by the church, which is
what it's all about, of course.
Talking to other people who have been here before, they say it's wonderful. Mr. Newlove, thanks very much for having us in here today.
Thank you very much.
Pleasing Magnus.
This is Clare, not Reg Presley, in the middle of a cornfield. We're not looking for corn circles today, we're actually watching the harvesting being done in the middle of nowhere, which is somewhere near Kimpton. It's actually quite handy to have our soundman here. This is Steve, soundman.
Where? Nice one.
Where? He's got relatives, well, his relatives own this farm actually. I think there's a chap standing over there on the tractor. We're going to go and have a chat to him in a minute and find out what they're doing with it and why they're doing it and all the rest of it. You started the farm yourself, your family started the farm many generations ago?
Yeah, they bought the farm back in about 1908, I think it was.
Right.
Yes.
How many acres have you got then?
We've got 400 here.
400 acres?
Yeah.
And is that all yours? Or your family's?
The families,
It
yes.
is.
Yes.
What have you got growing here then?
Well, it's a mainly arable farm. We've got wheat, barley, we've got peas, linseed, and oilseed rape.
And do you crop it all? What do you call it?
Do it all ourselves. We farm it all ourselves, yes.
And then you sell it on, do you?
We sell it on to merchants, yes.
Yeah. I was asking James earlier, some of it's for cooking and some of it's for other purposes.
We try and produce all we can for human consumption, so we grow milling wheat when the weather conditions allow.
Yeah.
We have a good summer for milling wheat. This year I don't think it's going to be such a good summer.
Oh,
so that goes into bread making when we can make the grade. We grow malting barley. This part of the world grows malting barley for the brewing trade, for whiskey and beer.
Well, that's handy then.
Yes.
Lots more of that then.
That's right. We can grow that better than almost anywhere else in Europe here, in this part of England. Yeah. And the peas go for mushy peas. Mushy peas, pea soup, and dried peas.
Yeah, and then they process them all, obviously.
Right. And oilseed rape goes for cooking oils and margarine. And the linseed, nobody quite knows what happens to that. It goes into the linoleum and cricket bat oil, and I think the paints industry.
Combine's out there, it's cutting it. The heads of corn are going into the tank to be stored, and those straws coming out the back being chopped onto the ground.
So you're not collecting the straw then?
No, the straw's being ploughed in.
Why aren't you collecting it then? You see the big roll. Is that not what this is made from?
Well, we don't need the straw this year. We usually bale it just if you need it or to sell it. Plus, a lot of wheat straw isn't baled, so it'll come to better use being ploughed back into the land.
Roger, for showing us around your farm today. It's been most interesting. Nice bit of light.
It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah, let's go down the pub for a
drink.
Swiss half.
Yeah.
Like to eat outside? For great food and fun this summer, come to the Hare and Hounds at Cholderton Down, Andover. All the family are welcome. Ring Colin on Andover 75503 to book your table now.
Okay, we're doing basics of 4. Here we go. Keep those hands on the hips. Flat on my nose. Right, let's bring the opposite, guys. Here we go. Keep it strong. And circle. Get funky. Right, left. Reach and circle. Get funky and do it on the left side. Here we go. Brilliant. Let's do smile. Yes. Say hooray, hooray. Woo. We're going to change in a minute, yeah? 2 steps on the right leg. Basic biceps in. Okay, give me a V. Out it in. Get funky, wiggle. And again, 2 basics. Out it in. It's funky. And again on the left leg. That's it. V-step, out it.
I teach 7 classes a week. They're not all step, I hasten to add, and they're not all as hard as that.
That was great fun. Tell me, I mean, step's incredibly popular now. Why do you think that is?
There was an instructor in America called Jim Miller who actually had a very bad injury. She broke her leg, and she went to a doctor who advised her during her rehab to actually step up and down in a box, which came out with this wonderful idea of doing it to music, and that's how the step originated.
And why is it so effective?
It's very fat burning, which means that you can lose weight easily. It's very easy to do. You can actually go longer duration of doing a step. Also, I think because you've got something to stand up and down off, you're actually not travelling around the room, so you feel safe, you've got something there.
Yeah, and it brings your heart rate up.
It brings your heart rate up, but not too high. It brings it up to a nice, safe level, something that most people can cope with.
Thank you very much, Jackie.
Thank you very much, Sue.
Egyptians, guys, listen in. Come on, get it up there. Again. Excellent. Step kick. Cha-cha. Repeatedly. That's it. 4 bases. Here we go. Hands up, yeah? Okay, Latin arms. Let's march it. Let's have a little rest here. All right, turn center, everybody. This time. Stay here for 4 more. You ready to march? Are you ready? Let's go. No squat. Get it deep. Go. Hey, let's do that again. That's fun. Woo! Low squat.
Get my notes. John.
Hi.
Rhythm.
Yeah,
Come
absolutely.
on. Somebody tells me you're the businessman behind this band, is that right?
Well, someone's got to be. I wouldn't say I make a very good job of it. It's
Not
just
that
that I'm the only one sober enough to do anything about it.
Are they hard to keep organised or what?
No, well, only Will. I mean, he's just so artistic, you know, he just goes off at a tangent whenever he feels like it.
So where do you play? I mean, what's the area you play in? Whereabouts?
What areas?
Yeah.
Well, we're in Andover, Salisbury, Winchester, Marlborough, Southampton, working our way hopefully towards London. We're up in Buckinghamshire playing at Brunel University. Was it next month, the month after? And we've done a couple of gigs there before as well, so that's good. We're trying to sort of not run before we can walk, really, because it's all we're suffering growing pains. You know, if we grow too quickly, it's.
Do you reckon you can make money out of a band these days? There's a recession. Are the green shoots? showing inside yet?
Well, it's really hard work. I think if you set your mind to anything, you can succeed. It's just a question of having the motivation and dedication, and obviously you've got to have some amount of talent. And whether we got that is not for us to decide. It's for the audience.
Would you give up your day job?
I already have.
I hit the skins basically.
Really?
Yeah,
so what do they like to work with? Are they
very well, it's lost for words on that one.
Well, what do they like to what do they like to
Right out. Great, marvellous, absolutely marvellous.
Really?
I couldn't think of a group of more dedicated and, underprivileged people.
So what's Will like? Come on.
He's once you get to know him, he's great. The guy is just he's the roots of the band in some respects, I suppose, because he's the guy who's got the talent for writing the songs. Hopefully the rest of us are going to start putting some more influence in on songwriting, but up until now most of it's been done by Will.
What's the name of the tape, sir?
The tape is called Thrill of Desire, and it's available from us at gigs, or you can get it from Probin's Music in Andover, or Earwax Records. It's going very well. Yeah, pleased with it.
So, Will, when did the band start?
About a year ago, and it was present lineup.
Yeah.
But John and I have been working at it for quite a while longer, with various lineup changes.
You're lead singer, though?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what's your favourite material?
Favourite material?
I mean, what do you do? You do your own stuff, but you do covers as well, which you do really well, because I've heard them. But, tell us about your own material.
My own material? Well, I wrote it.
What does it sound like? Come on,
What does it sound like? I guess it's rocky poppy, with a little bit of blues and soul thrown in there, but maybe a jazz influence somewhere in there, somewhere like that.
Yes. Okay, right. Well, have great success. SAD, or do you want to be called SAD?
SAD.
SAD.
Yeah.
So for everybody out there, SAD. You're not sad.
SAD, not sad.
Okay. And the first one to write in next week with a right answer to this competition, who knows what it may be, or the best suggestion.
If you want a little suggestion here, the truth of the matter is it doesn't stand for anything. But if anybody would like to write in and make a suggestion what it should stand for,
what are you going to give them?
Well, we'll give them a free tape.
Well done.
Free tape and a ticket to our next
The
gig.
most comically amusing suggestion.
Okay, great. Well, let's go and hear this track Too Long from the Thrill of Desire, and we'll see you in the Ross Gig.
Great.
Okay, thanks a lot for your time.
On TV?
Peugeot 106 Summer Specials, Key West and Key Largo.
Hello, I'm Derek Baker. 3H Motors, Wayhill Road. Peugeot, come on up and have a chat.
Called Thruxton Motorcycles?
Originally, we started on the race circuit in 1973, and it seemed the obvious thing to do at the time. Our business was on the circuit, and a well-identifiable name such as Thruxton seemed a good idea.
Were you repairing bikes and not selling them?
Just repairing and tuning bikes at that time.
Yeah, and obviously the demand came to actually have a showroom, I guess.
Well, after about 3 years, we could see that selling motorbikes was obviously a better way of making money, and moved into Andover, although we left the workshops at Thruxton for some time after that.
Yeah. You told me you used to race a bit.
Oh yes, back in the 70s, or late 60s and 70s, yeah.
What sort of racing were you doing?
Formula 1 and production racing.
On what sort of bikes?
Nortons, Kawasaki's, Yamahas.
Tell us about the Norton here. That
particular Norton we actually built ourselves, and it was very successful. We had 3 Nortons at the time racing, and we sponsored another rider called Tony Smith, who also had a lot of success with it. And I would say that the Norton probably, our successful racing the Norton probably gave us a good start in with the business.
Yeah, so you obviously got a good name.
Yeah, our name got around quite well.
So Tony, this bike here, Kawasaki, £5,500. What would the insurance be for, say, a 28-year-old on a bike like this?
Comprehensive insurance would be in the region of £600.
Really?
Third-party fire and theft, £300.
Yeah.
But it's not cheap. But you have to appreciate that what this bike is capable of, and the cost of parts.
Yeah. Is this one of your more popular?
Oh, very popular. 600cc class, due to insurance costs, have become very popular now.
So about the 1100s over there.
Well,
I mean, that gets expensive.
That's obviously much more expensive. Yeah. But again, you're talking about the Testarossa of the motorcycle world.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the equivalent of.
So what do you ride yourself?
I said to our 1100.
Welcome to the bunny world at the Rare Breed Farm. We have over 50 breeds of rabbits here. We'll just have a look at a few of them today. Hello there.
Hi.
What's your names?
George. Helen.
George,
Rose.
Helen and Rose. Do you come here a lot to see the
No, it's
rabbits?
the first time we came, but it's really good. Yeah.
First time you've been here, do you like it then,
Yeah,
do you?
it's brilliant.
What's your favourite animals here?
Well, rabbits. We've all got rabbits and guinea pigs of our own, so.
I like the horses.
You like the horses and the other two like rabbits. What are the ones here that you've got then? Or are they all different types?
I think they were, yeah.
Well, apart from this one.
There's that big one asleep over there. Can you see him, Steve? Well, he's not asleep. He just looks huge and massive, doesn't he? This is the Blanc d'Auto, is it?
D'Auto, yeah.
Blanc d'Auto. This is the rarest rabbit in England. We've only got about a couple of dozen, did you say?
Yes, altogether, yeah.
So how did you acquire these two then?
Well, we got them from the chap who actually imported them from France originally. And he wanted to give them up, so we took them on.
And you've looked after them ever since?
Hopefully, yes.
Have you managed to grow anything?
Yes, we've bred some and sold some, so there are other people keeping them now.
Oh, that's nice.
Most people that keep rabbits today are people who show them, and they're just not that keen on those particular breeds.
Oh, I think they're quite pretty.
Yes, I think they are. Their black eyes have got their makeup a bit messy, but...
As messy as mine. You've got some, sorry, what's
some
this?
babies,
Got some babies.
standing there. That's another one that's on the rare varieties list.
Yeah.
Flopsy, what was it?
Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail and Peter.
Have you got names for most of these rabbits or not really?
No. we've got too many. We can't do it. And a lot of them go as pets, and people like to name them themselves anyway.
Lovely. Are you allowed to stroke them or not? Yes. I'll be brave. I don't usually do this sort of thing. Oh, really lovely. What's your name?
Chloe.
Chloe, and where do you live?
Wiltshire.
In Wiltshire? Wow, that's a very nice place to live, isn't it? Got this little one here. Can you see? Oh, he's sweet.
The rabbit you've just seen is the father of this one.
The father? And what's this one's? No, you haven't got a name for him, have you?
No.
Oh, he's lovely. This stunning-looking chap here is a Hebridean sheep from bought here from Scotland, to Scotland by the Vikings. Very astute-looking fellow. This is the North Ronaldsay from the Orkney Islands group, where he's probably lived there for 2,000 to 3,000 years, and he's happily munching on his hay. It looks very tasty. Lots of little children and things. Clever. This one apparently was critically rare in 1983, with less than 80 breeding females.
From the 13th of August, the Square One store, 8 Chantry Way, Andover, is changing its name to Happit. But that is all that is changing. You'll still find the same wide choice of great value clothing, the bargains just as attractive, and the service just as friendly. Happit, 8 Chantry Way, Andover.
From big band to brass, from Clapton to classics, from amps to ambition. Our personal service at Province Music is guaranteed to help you make a better choice to suit your needs.
Bullis. Today we're inside Earwax Records, which was until recently located at Howard's Arcade, and prior to that was at the Anton Arcade. This afternoon I'm actually talking to Paul Blake, the proprietor of Earwax Records, with regards to his stock that he carries. Paul, tell me, you cater for more of the independent charts rather than the sort of modern pop, like the normal pop charts. What sort of stuff do you actually carry?
Quite a wide range, really. A lot of dance of all types, through from breakbeat through to garage and progressive. A lot of indie. Just started to do some rock. We carry singles, Gallup singles chart, some merchandising, bit of all sorts.
So what about the fire at Howard's Arcade? How badly did that affect your business?
We were quite lucky. Could have been a lot worse. We took some smoke damage, lost a couple of £100 worth of stock. But by and large we escaped. It was very, very close. The flames were working their way up the wall of the shop when the fire brigade got to it.
So, I mean, obviously you must have some sort of stiff competition with somebody like Our Price or Woolworths or Smiths in regards to them. How do you sort of feel about that, and how do you cope with that?
We don't really compete at all because their market and my market is completely different. I mean, they cater for real mainstream stuff, for chart stuff. And I got to say they do it very well. They don't really cater for the specialist buyer. They certainly don't cater for anybody who wants anything on vinyl. So we both do okay out of it. The major record companies want huge wedges of cash up front before they'll supply little shops like me. They're quite happy putting their product out through the HMVs and our prices of this world. So we have to rely on wholesalers for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of the sort of like major shops and that have stopped doing vinyl. They're going over to CD and sort of compact cassettes and stuff like that, and maybe later stage maybe going over to DAT systems.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a market for vinyl. Vinyl's been artificially killed off by the record companies because they've got a better profit margin on things like CD. I mean, you only have to see the kind of arguments that have been in the press lately about whether they're overpriced and this, that and the other. At the end of the day, they make more money selling something at 14 quid through a shop than they can do at 7 quid for an album. So their profit is bigger, so they want everybody to buy it.
Thanks very much, Paul, for your time.
False pretender, ooh. Stop pretending. Yes, not the microphone. Ooh. Ain't no use pretending you don't feel the way I do. Well, this message that your body's saying that I can tell you want it too. Why do you wanna hide the way you feel inside? It's too late to turn back now. Every little touch, it means so much. So girl, just let me show you why. Your body can't lie to me, 'cause I know just what you need. Your body can't lie to me, 'cause you're in need of some sexual. Me up the remedy for me, and me up the remedy for me. Me up the remedy for me, body when you go touch her like a train. Remedy for me, and me up the remedy for me. Me up the remedy for me, body when you go touch her like a. Let my caresses take you places where you've never been before, to the edge of your desire, where you want it more and more. But do you wanna fight? Turn out the light. Come, let's make tonight the night. There's no resisting, love is insistent. Come, let's make it right tonight. Hey, yo, check this.
Self-satisfied smokes, self-belief. I know how it hurts, the person beneath. You've been there too long, you've been there too long. I know you're out of this world, but girl, you've been there too long. Self-deception, too long.
David, you are busy.
Yeah, very busy, very fortunate. It's we've had a good couple of years with Smiths, Peddywood, HSA, GBE, and now we've got Schaefer and other projects on our list, and very, very busy at the moment.
And how long's the practice been established?
Since '86. Formerly, we were the Allan-Edwards partnership, and due to retirement of of Robert Allen, my previous partner, we're now limited.
That's great, and we're going to have a little look round, so we're going to see what goes on. But I know that you're very much state of the art. You've got CAD, which is computer-aided design, and of course you still do the draftsman work at the board, which we're seeing.
I mean, the computer-aided design is a fabulous tool. It is state of the art, as you said. But it still comes down that architecture is about designing buildings, and as I said, the computer-aided design is purely an aid to design. It's an electronic pencil as such, but it's a lot of fun to use. It's allowed us to compete with much bigger companies and produce work which is of fabulous quality, or the best quality, and on time, and very precise and accurate.
You're competing against London companies all the time?
Very much so in the market that we're dealing in, which is commercial, straight commercial architecture.
And winning.
And winning. And winning.
That's good news.
What we like to do with drawings like this is actually give the client some idea, three-dimensional idea of what's going on.
You've got a sort of artist impression.
Yeah.
So it's quite an entertaining, if you like. It's for the punters.
Yes.
To see. So.
But the other thing is, well, it's David's qualified architectural illustrator as well.
All right. Yes.
So that's a big benefit. So we can actually do perspectives and three-dimensional representations.
HSA must have been a bit of a coup for you when the Queen came to open it and your building was there for the nation to see.
Yeah, very good, very good. I mean, unfortunately, I've never met Her Majesty, but it's always a big thrill to think that, the building's been opened by a royal, particularly the Queen, and it's a very big bonus to us to have that on our record now.
Yeah, HSA was opened, it's about 5 weeks ago now. It looked from the outside like a super project. Big building, lots of work.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It was obviously on the old bus station site. It's on not particularly good ground. We've had a pile drive, but we've maintained exactly what HSA wanted within their existing building, and that is the highest institutional standards possible.
You believe that Andover is set to grow, it's going to keep going and doing well?
Yes, it's a great town to be in. It's a great town to work from. You've got a good industrial base here. You've got the TSB. You've got manufacturing with people like GBE. You've got established companies like Twinings. You've now got Smiths who are coming here. SSI Schaefer, we're due to start their building in October. So, yes, it's a good place. The council's very progressive. They've got a good outlook, very commercial mind. I think it's going to be a hell of a place in the next 10, 20 years.
We at WindowWise supply and install a wide range of windows, doors and conservatories to suit every need and pocket. Expertly fitted by our own installers and covered by a 10-year insurance-backed guarantee. WindowWise, Newbury Street, Andover. Telephone 333 350.
Morning, Town TV viewers. Here we are outside Hammicks in the Chantry Centre in Andover. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's a Wednesday, so it's a new opening of Hammicks, which is one of the most prestigious book chains, I guess, in England. So we're going to go and interview Jeanette Roberts, the manageress. Are you pleased to be moved from Union Street down to here?
Yes, we're very pleased actually, because now it's a really good retail outlet, and we were very sort of subdued up in Union Street, so we're very happy to be trading down here.
Well, I must congratulate you on the look of the shop. It looks absolutely lovely, doesn't it?
Yes, and we've got a wonderful children's section, which we've never been able to have before, and we're hoping to encourage colleges and schools in here, you know, so it should be very good.
So you've got a message for the viewers of Town TV. What are you going to say to them?
Come to Hammicks for all your books, and we will hope to supply them.
Splendid. Thanks very much, Jeanette. Thank you very much for talking to us. Now, can you tell me what Hammicks are doing opening in Andover?
We've been in Andover, in fact, for 20 years. We've had a very small shop in Andover. When we bought the business a year ago, Justin and myself bought the business a year ago, it was our intention to open another 10 new shops this year and to relocate and refurbish a number of existing shops. Andover, we have a good business. We've had a good business for 20 years, and we felt the town deserved a proper bookshop. We're delighted. This was the first format of all of our new shops, and this will be the format we will roll out to all the new shops are opening between now and the end of September.
Hello. Well, here's the Mayor of Andover, Councillor King. Good morning to you.
Morning.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So, Hammicks Bookshop in Andover. It's rather nice, isn't it, for Andover?
I think it's fabulous.
Beautiful shop, isn't it?
I like the shop. I like the way it's arranged. I like the fact that it hasn't got a shop front. You walk along the mall and you just wander in.
As long as they heat the Chantry Centre in the winter, it should be warm enough, shouldn't it?
Oh, yes. I mean, that's right. An open shop front's not much good without a protection outside.
No, but seriously, I think it's a really nice job they've done on this shop, don't you think so?
Yeah, very easy to find what you want.
Now, what's your favourite book? Tell me that.
Or Hammond Innes, thrillers, or Desmond Bagley.
Desmond, yes, I like Desmond Bagley too.
Yeah.
And what are your favourite books? And what have you bought?
I've just bought a detective, an I.O. Marsh, for holiday reading.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yes, yes.
Jolly. We're going anywhere nice?
Oh, we're going to Cornwall for a few days.
Very nice indeed.
Yes.
So get away from your duties for a bit.
Yes, yes. Well, if the sun shines, it will be lovely.
I'm Reg Presley. Watch this space on Town TV.
We're going to strawberries first. These are the earliest strawberries, which we've already picked out, and we've now topped them and ready to put them to bed, really, i.e.
till next season.
Till next season. We've got 3 acres of strawberries there, 2 separate varieties, and then we've got another 3 acres back that side, which are later varieties to try and spread the season.
Right.
Next to the strawberries there we've got, which have now been chopped to broad beans, which we have 2 varieties of. We've got an early winter variety and a spring variety. And this is all done to spread the season, so that when the winter ones finish, we then pick the spring ones.
Yeah.
And they usually come in with the strawberries, which is approximately 10th of June, somewhere like that.
So do you have lots of people come in?
Oh yeah, we we span a radius from Andover, Newbury and Basingstoke. We're in sort of a triangle. Newbury's 25 minutes from us.
Yeah.
Basingstoke's half an hour and Andover's a quarter of an hour.
So you're one of the biggest ones around this area, would you say?
We're pretty big now. I think we've nearly doubled up on our custom this year than last year.
I've never actually done pick your own. What's the process? Do you pick them and weigh them or something?
You get a basket.
You get a basket.
Which is free. You then fill it right up.
Yeah.
And you go back to the counter, where I'll take you in a minute, and then they weigh it. They deduct the price, the weight of the basket off the price, and then you pay. It's as simple as that.
All right.
The courgettes obviously are small marrows.
Yeah, they're my favourite vegetable.
Yeah, and then we also pick the marrows. I'll show you back at the shop.
Well, because courgettes get quite expensive in the shops, don't they? Is it a lot cheaper this way?
Well, they're about half price.
Half price. And do you sell them onto shops as well?
No.
You don't? Not at all?
No, no. I don't. I've got one wholesaler I supply a little bit of fruit with, but nothing else.
Do you not have to rotate the land each year? Because you...
Yeah, well, that was... when we originally opened, that was all strawberries.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've come out of strawberries there, and we're now into the veg side.
Because they all take different things out of the soil, don't they?
And replace it.
Yeah.
We should, hopefully, we'll go back into strawberries there in 95, 6.
Right. So there's a lot of hard work then?
Yeah. Strawberries last 3 to 4 years. Raspberries will last 10 years.
So how long have you been here then?
This is our 4th full season. We came in 89.
And is it an enjoyable life?
Oh yeah,
You do
it's
like
nice. It's a bit frustrating.
Is that right?
Well, when your strawberries come right, and if you get a lot of rain, 3 or 4 wet weekends, it can destroy you.
That's exactly what the other farmer just said, isn't it? He's a bit frustrating this time of year.
People won't pick wet fruit.
No.
If it's sunshine, we try and run this as a day out for families.
Yeah.
We've got a little play area, and we encourage the kiddies to come, but obviously parents and kiddies aren't going to come out in the wet. And your fruit's ripe, and that only stays, once that's ripe, that needs picking.
Am I allowed to taste that? I'll have that one.
Go on then, go for it.
This is a Glen Moy raspberry. I'm going to pick it off like that. Here goes. Actually, it's very sweet, isn't it?
They are.
I thought raspberries were quite sour.
No, those are lovely.
They're very nice.
How about one for Tony the cameraman?
Yes,
Do you want one, Tony?
Yes, please.
Can I see it?
Here you go then.
Thank you.
Thank you. When you pick raspberries, you squeeze them as you pull them off.
Right, this is Bridget. This is the real boss of the farm, as she calls herself. Were you going to let us know what you have in the shop here for sale?
Right, well, you're a bit late, really, because our bestseller is the strawberries, of course.
That's what we came for.
They've been over a couple of weeks now, but the raspberries are still going on.
Which are
nicely.
delicious, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
lovely, yes. New potatoes, which people come miles for, just for a bag of new potatoes. And they're lovely flavoured.
Are they?
Yeah, and then we'll have a few main crop potatoes later on. But this really is a big draw. And then the beans, tomatoes, we're growing these for the first time. We have a tunnel.
In that, yeah.
Yeah, and we have tomatoes and the peppers. We grow in there. Just a trial really this time, but they're quite popular.
They're going well, are they?
Yeah, going quite well.
So apart from the strawberries, which item of vegetable do you think's the best?
I think the potatoes is the biggest
Really?
draw for people.
And the broad
broad
beans?
beans, they've gone, of course.
And these are your flowers that you're doing for the first time.
Yes,
What are they, chrysanthemums?
spray chrysanthemums, yes. Just a trial, but it brightens up the shop a little bit.
Even if, yeah.
I think we'll probably give away more sprays than we actually sell, but...
I'm talking to Robert of Rookesberry Mill, and I'd like Robert to tell you what actually happened last February, or I believe it was the February before last, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, it was just an extraordinary thing that
it was late in the evening one evening. There was just a short time when I looked at the river, and noticeably the water was draining off, perhaps an inch or 2 inches to start with, just before the hours of darkness. And as I progressively went down the river, I could see it was getting less and less, and on the fish farm, which was obviously the most concerning piece that I was looking after, with the shortage of water at that particular time, obviously very great concern. I then sort of phoned the NRA to sort of ask them whether or not there was an extraction anywhere up and down the river above us. They didn't seem to know anything about it, so I just continued monitoring it for about 5 days. The funny thing was in the morning, you wouldn't have noticed that it had gone, but it was just the extraction or something had happened during the hours of darkness, which seemed very strange.
And this lake supposedly holds about 3.5 million gallons?
Yes, it holds a tremendous amount. I mean, that didn't actually drop. It was just the sheer water coming down the river, although it was very, very low at that time.
So you have a feeling that it was farther upstream?
Oh yes, definitely.
All this water usually comes out through the chalk around Enham?
Yes, it's further up and round Penton, which is a small village a few miles upstream. But the lakes are fed mostly from spring water, and so it does with our main river, which seems strange that it did drop as short notice as that.
Yeah, right.
We've never had that ever before, which seemed very, very strange.
So here we are outside the famous Rookesberry Mill. You've just been talking to Robert about the water level dropping. What are your thoughts on that? And I believe there's some event happening at Whitchurch shortly.
That's right, yeah. First things first, though, the water problem, it's not just happening here. It's happening all over the world. And a farmer sat with his son one night and watched an orange light over his dam. And in the morning when they went up to investigate, this was in Australia, miles away from any pipes that could be sucked out or whatever. When they went up in the morning, there was 2/3 of the water out of the dam gone. And it wasn't like that day. So there's all these different things, you know, with the crop formation, as it were, in Japanese rice paddy fields and Bangladesh fields, and so there is something weird that's going on, and we're trying to track it down. But also there's some other strange things going on with the circle business, that we found that there's one area west of Andover, and it's a small area in a field where crop formations have appeared. And in actual fact, there's a time slip of 6 minutes or so in the tree lines. So a shadow of a tree, one tree in particular, forms a different shadow than all the rest. This is impossible, we know. But then an experiment was started, whereas the gentleman had him and a friend tune in to Radio 1, and then they walked apart. One of the radios crackled and was playing 3 minutes or so behind the other one. So all these sort of phenomena we're trying to look into, but everything takes time, and it's coming from out it to us always. So
when can we go and see this?
Well, we're having a crop circle update on the 20th of August at Whitchurch, in the main street there, just past the White Hart, I believe it is, on the right, the main hall. And we hope to have a few of these problems answered, and to give you a few more.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Reg, and we'll see you again next week.